Squirrel Hunt and Live Oak Anaconda with Bon Richard. William Hovey Smith, 2021. I'm a writer, and among my books are backyard deer hunting. I also have a new business book available in softcover, and that is Make Your Own Job, anytime, anywhere, at any age. That's available from all sources as a softcover and now also as an audio book. And now let's get around to some squirrel and snake hunting.
The world is waking up here at Whitehall, and I'm listening to dawn come to the woods. The rosy fingers have burned away, and now the sun is starting to hit on the trees. And this is the time that my quarry, squirrels, are going to start moving, I think. Yesterday I got out a little late, about 10 o'clock, and nothing was happening. But today I have better expectations. I'm also out for another unusual creature, which is a very large snake. Georgia, back in the day, that is the 1700s, had occasional supposed sightings of anaconda kind of snakes. And one of these was known as the Great Oconee Snake, and it harassed the builders of the new state capitol at Milledgeville, and among other things, ate a very valuable pony. Well, frankly, they tried but didn't get it. And it swam away laughing, so they say, and was never seen again. The snake I'm after is of a different sort, but similar size. It inhabits the huge old live oaks, and it kills by constriction and reputedly by falling on unsuspected quarry using its great weight to crush it. And then it can consume it at its leisure. And I'm after such a snake. Seen him. So we'll try to get him towards the end of our squirrel hunt. Bon Richard and I have had our first kill of the day. If you don't know it, this is Bon Richard. And he is a 69 caliber model 1777 French flintlock musket that I modified into a hunting gun. And we have previous videos about that. Well, we saw the squirrel along the trail and we shot him. And this load hit him, although range was close, the load hit him sparingly. He ran, got up this tree, I had reloaded and shot him again. And he is now dead, but unfortunately he's caught on a tree branch. And so he's halfway up the tree. Now if I had a nimble 8-year-old, I'd send him up the tree after him. But I don't, and I ain't going up there. So we're going to have to find a good stick in my woods and get him down. And there he be. Although I don't know if you can really see him very well, because I'm shooting straight into the sun almost. Perhaps you can see the tail hanging down. But we're going to have to find us a long pole and knock him out of there. Long poles I got. The trick is to find one that I can physically handle. Long pole obtained and presented to subject tree. Too short. I can't reach it. I've gone back to the house and retrieved a longer bamboo pole, which I can give another 6 feet or so of height by lifting it over my head and extending with an arm. But that pole is still not long enough to dislodge the squirrel. More drastic steps will be needed. This is my game retrieval cart, and on it is a long 2-piece step ladder. Now that will enable me to get high enough to hit the squirrel with the pole and knock it free. I use this for transporting hogs and game out of the woods, because I can get it where I cannot get other things like my carts and lawnmowers, etc., etc. So this is a very convenient tool to put together. I have a video on how I built it, and incidentally, when I take it apart, it'll fit smoothly in the back of my pickup truck and allow me to lock it up when I take it on trips. I'm now in striking range of my target, but there's a bunch of small limbs and so on, as you can see, that sort of get in the way there at the top, and I cannot move my head at a steep enough angle to actually look straight up. So consequently, I'm going to have to probe at this a little bit on the blind side, which is not desirable from a safety point of view. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up and take off some of those excess and bothersome limbs. Okay, I can probe upward, and I'm somewhat close to the squirrel. Did I get it? I saw a shadow fall. With all of this, we do finally have success. So, we can now see if we can get our snake. Well, there he is. That is a pseudo snake, however. An unusual woodland creature. It does look indeed like an anaconda. It's a fallen limb caught up between two trees. And it is as dangerous, in fact, as the snake I described. Someday Bon Richard and I may go down to South Florida and actually hunt anaconda. But until that day comes, I'm going to shoot this one. I need to unload the gun anyway, and this is a likely target. It makes just as much sense as shooting something on paper. Gun is cocked, prime is good, and I'm going to aim between the neck and the head. This is the end of season cleaning for Bon Richard. I don't disassemble the lock every time I use the gun, but now at the end of season, it's time to do that. And this way I can take parts like this that are a little bit discolored in places and put them on a buffing wheel for just a sec or two and clean all this up. The most difficult part in the lock assembly is putting vice grips on these springs
our spring vices and actually removing them, and removing the hammer from the tumbler here. This is a friction fit, and it was a real bear to get off the first time, and I had to put it on a press actually to break it loose. But then I ground these flats, so now only a single light tap with a punch, and that was sufficient to free it. So we can soak and clean and polish these parts and put them all together until we take it hog hunting a little later in the year. We are concluding our year's hunting season with Bon Richard right here, which we built and have several videos about. And it has got 2 squirrel, one yesterday, which is in this episode, as well as a deer. And now, said squirrel, with others collected in previous years, are going to make squirrel dumplings. So that's what I'm going to be about in a minute. Oh, what did it teach us yesterday? Well, a couple of things. One, if you're looking for a hunting buddy, ask him how he does with recovering his squirrels. If he goes to all the trouble that I did to get one squirrel out of a tree, then just think what he'll do to get a deer out. Yeah, that's the kind of guy you want. We also found out, as a very practical matter, Bon Richard still shoots to the left. And it's hit both on our pseudo snake as well as the squirrel were basically fringe hits. So I still need to do some grinding on the end of the muzzle to redirect the shot, and boom, to center. So we're going to be about doing that now. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time. I have previous videos on building and using my game carrier, on building the model 1777 69 caliber replica French musket from a kit, and also on cooking squirrel dumplings. Now, a better solution for getting that squirrel down came to me after I'd actually done it, and that would have been to have taped a fishing pole onto the bamboo pole that I had to get a longer reach. Now, this hunt was more about the quality of the hunt than the amount of game I brought home, and I expended far more energy in getting that squirrel than I will obtain from actually eating it. But among the favorable aspects of this hunt was that after COVID confinement, I was out in the woods in wonderful weather. I could get some exercise on my legs and prep for turkey season, and I learned some more about my gun. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.